My name is Max Stein, and I love video games.
I'm the Megabuck. I really love video games.
My name is Raph, and I also love video games.
Hey friends, Vinny here. I love video games, just wish I had more time to play video games right now.
And welcome to the Game Treasure Podcast, where we discuss treasured video games of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Warning, the Game Treasure Podcast is not for children, or anyone with a brain for that matter. Hello, dear listener or watcher. Thank you for joining us for the first time or once again. We have an excellent show for you today, a spooky show for you in honor of October. We're celebrating 20 years of F.E.A.R. And I don't mean that in a generic way. I mean the game F.E.A.R.
I was gonna say, I've been scared for much longer than 20
Yeah,
years.
F.E.A.R. 2005's
mortgage.
first-person shooter F.E.A.R. The long forgotten, I feel like, doesn't get as much recognition. I don't ever hear people calling out this game's name. But back in the day, we certainly thought that this was the dopest fucking shit of all time.
Because it is.
Spoilers alert, we played it on computers from the year 2025, and we'll tell you how that went later. But first, let's go ahead and have the Megabuck and RetroGameTreasure.com start our episode off correctly by taking us to this week's Retro Zone game. Buck.
Let's go back in time.
We're going to get a lot of that in October, I think.
Yeah, it's October. I figured I'd do it, right?
Yeah.
If I'm going to grab spooky games, I'm going to grab
It's
gotta be
spooky games in October. And I'm pretty sure I haven't done this one yet, which is kind of a crime. So, all right, Raph, my fellow survival horror in F.E.A.R. Help me out here. What makes a survival horror game? Horror theme?
Yeah, scarcity.
Check. Varied monsters?
Okay. Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Item management.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
certainly,
yeah.
For sure,
Right.
for sure.
Biggest
So
one.
then that would mean that this game that released the year I was born in 1982, Haunted House for the Atari 2600.
Oh, shit.
It's a survival horror game.
Wow.
Is this the game where you play as a pair of eyes?
This is the game where you
Whoa.
play as a pair of eyes.
I'm listening.
Yes.
Let's go.
Well, limited items such as the matches, which you can light and blow out. That's what lights up your eyes around. Those are limited there also. If
There's
you've
like
never
keys
played,
and shit, right? That you don't have to like search around and find or something.
yeah, if you've never
That's
played,
kind of like Resident Evil.
if
Yeah.
you well, this would be the first survival
Yeah, he's
horror
not wrong.
game then, because you've got vampire bats, tarantulas. There's a ghost, a couple different enemies. in
Paper,
it.
snow, a ghost.
It's it's one of my favorite bits.
A
It's one of my
ghost.
favorite bits.
The sound of you walking around in this game absolutely hurts my ears.
Yeah,
It's like a
Or
low
2600
clicking.
sound.
it's funny because
box.
when bringing this up, it brought up a lot of journalism from like the late 90s and the early 2000s, which brought up GameSpy, which is now the second time I've seen GameSpy mentioned in a week because it's also in the opening splash screen of F.E.A.R.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's funny.
Yeah.
So this is a single player adventure game where you walk around a haunted house. Every room looks pretty much identical except for the color of the room, and at the bottom of the screen there's a number that keeps track of, I think there's like 24 different rooms in the haunted house.
Oh.
And so this is one of those games where if you don't have the instruction manual, it's like got ET syndrome. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what my
Yeah.
goal is, everything else. Basically, you have 9 lives to collect some different items. But you can only swap between one item at a time that you can use to get through certain doors, certain areas, get past the enemies, and everything can kill you, obviously. And if you run out of items,
Just like in real life.
you're screwed.
Yeah, man, the sound. I got to double back here on the sound of you walking is the same. It's like they just took the thickest bass note that thing could create and made it 1 millisecond long, and it makes your ears feel like you're like 10,000 leagues under the sea. Like,
It's throbbing.
it's like, oh God, my ears.
Didn't have too many things to work with on the Atari, but
It's
You
interesting.
have just
like,
the one scrolling screen that
Right.
changes colors to tell you that you're in a different
Kinda
room
sweet.
now.
yeah,
it's got different
right.
difficulties, and so like on harder difficulties, like the bats can steal items from you, and then you
This
have to
game
chase
has
them down.
difficulty levels?
Yes, it does.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Has I think nine different difficulty settings. Yeah, so
Man, I wonder what the origins of that is. Difficulty settings in video games?
Well,
I don't know why. I just got curious about that.
So the
Yeah.
difficulty in this, they just did like mean shit like that. Like one of them, the walls around the rooms are lit by matches, whereas in others they're completely dark. Like if you don't have a match, you can't even see the walls to the rooms. You have no. It's just a black screen. You have no idea where you are.
I wonder if this game legit scared people in 1982.
You know it did. Somebody pissed their pants playing this.
Playing
Yeah.
on house.
Well, I mean, you look at the cover of this game. You can't see it as well on this cartridge, but this artwork, I had it pulled up here. That it was Steve Hendricks that did the artwork to this, and it's some serious like Dario Argento looking awesome.
Oh,
yeah, it does look good.
Oh my god, I would watch
Cover
this
art.
movie. I'd watch the movie.
Yeah,
without poster.
right?
It's a very good deep cut pull.
Yeah.
Haunted House. Now, 2600 games, preference-wise, is this this is an adventure game? Yes.
No, out of sheer will, I have put it in the survival horror category.
Hell
It is
yeah,
the
I love
only
it.
survival horror game on the
For the
Atari
Atari
2600 in the retro database.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
dude.
Well, shit. If you own an Atari 2600. It's Pong and this and adventure, maybe I say. Yeah, go to retrogametreasure.com and become a subscriber. Let Buck know you've got that Atari 2600 and that you like survival horror games. And you too could be Grace. Yes, Vinny.
Can I ask a question? What?
Yes.
Raph, what's that wall scroll over your right shoulder?
That's Cowboy Bebop.
Are you sure?
Yeah. The one over right there. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cowboy
Oh, thank
Bebop.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
All righty.
Okay.
Day drinking
Very
is
good.
bad.
Thank you for that. Anyways, on the other side, we're going to have a discussion about the game F.E.A.R. But like I said, go to www.retrogametreasure.com, become a subscriber, and you too can get your hands on a copy of Haunted House for the Atari 2600. You lucky dog, you. All right, we'll see you on the other side of this break where we will be talking about a pretty decent first-person shooter from 2005. See you on the other side.
Beware, playing Atari can be pretty hair-raising. Atari, simply more fun and games.
All right, we're back, and it is time to talk about F.E.A.R. Did you guys play F.E.A.R. when it first came out? Did we all play F.E.A.R. when it first came out?
Absolutely.
Not when it first came out, but I've done my homework. I've seen the retrospectives, and I've immersed myself in F.E.A.R. And I'm very sad I was not there for it after seeing what F.E.A.R. is.
Buck
So,
had a beefy PC back in 2005, and I remember watching him play this game and being absolutely terrified. I was 15, I guess, at the time. Yep, that maths up.
Sounds about right.
Raph, your
Just out of
experience
college.
with
if you guys have seen my streams before, my buddy Danny, he's frequently on them. He had this game on the Xbox, and I would go to his house very often when we were younger, and I watched him play this, and it was very scary at the time.
Yes. So, published by Vivendi Games under the Sierra Entertainment label. You know, the people that would later be like half of Activision Blizzard, a.k.a. the most evil, devilish development company of all time. And Warner Brothers Interactive. You may know them as the company that hates making video games but loves making money. Developed by Monolith Studios. And I was like, Monolith Studios. Why does that name sound so familiar? And then I looked it up. They made those Age of Mordor games that we were just talking about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, not Blood.
Blood?
Blood and Blood 2, The Chosen. I absolutely
Oh,
love
did they
those
do that
games.
as well? Yeah.
They did.
They did a couple other ones. I was like, oh, that's fine. They had a bunch of other games that are also acronyms, like PAIN, P-A-I-N. And I was like, okay, one trick pony here to this development team.
But it's definitely what sold me on this game because I'd played both those and I loved their first-person shooters.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, the Middle-earth Shadows of Mordor featuring Hergerberga, that's Monolith Studios. So you got a little bit of, it's not a totally trash studio. It's not an unknown, quantity that makes this game. Originally released on Windows, PS3, and the Xbox 360. So the plot. This game's 20 years old. So I'm not going to give spoiler warnings for a 20-year-old game, but I'll try not to just, I guess, say everything that happens here because I frankly probably couldn't. The game takes place in the far distant future of 2025.
Where we have flying
Did you know that?
cars.
I looked, I went, oh shit, that's funny. That's kind of perfect. All right,
pretty
that's
fun.
what year it is now. The game revolves around you, a guy known only as Point Man in
guy.
the game. Huh?
He's just a guy. He's
He's
point
just
man.
the guy. In fact,
He's like Doom Guy.
He's not just a guy. He's the newest recruit of the First Encounter Assault Recon Squad, or F.E.A.R Squad. And your mission is to respond to a supernatural attack on a private military company's research facility. So the game begins with an opening cinematic that's pretty fucking cool, I thought. That's pretty scene-setty of, like, this spooky Dracula-ass looking guy, like, screaming into the void and waking up what appears to be a bunch of, like, ragdoll, like, soldier guys that are all just, like, immobile, and then suddenly they whatever, and then cut to he's using all these guys to invade this fucking facility, and then cut to he's standing over this guy eating his flesh like a crazy zombie. There's all these interlaces of this little girl who looks like the girl from The Ring, but dressed in red. And then the game just sort of like throws you in, like, boom, you're the newest guy in the fucking Ghost Hunter Squad. It reminded me a lot of, there's an episode of Hellsing, the anime, that is literally just like this, where two vampires use a bunch of inanimate, like, zombies that have soldier armor on to invade the Hellsing guys' headquarters, and then it's up to the Hellsing agents to go in there and stop them.
Which I also would have watched around the same. I also would have watched about the same time, so that kind of tracks that I would have been like, hey, this is cool.
Sense,
House of the Dead vibes.
Yeah, and probably also why I thought that the guy that you're talking about that we'll get into looks like a vampire and totally isn't.
Yeah, that guy's name is Paxton Fattel, they tell you immediately, and he's a rogue psychic agent that actually this, like, what's the Armac Technology Corporation is the name of the fucking private military place that you break into. Spoiler alerts, they're, like, working on psychic shit and all sorts of, like, fucked up, like, experiments, and they created this guy, and now he's gone rogue, and he's, like, trying to do something that you're not sure yet. And spoiler alerts, that little girl is a psychic entity. Later you find out that she's actually the one controlling him or whatever. Buck, can you divulge the plot any better than I just did, basically?
It gets way deeper unless we want to totally jump into the whole lore of it and the family tree of people involved in this situation and shit. It's
which I don't necessarily need to.
It's not super important, actually.
I do not think so, because I think the most important thing about this game is the gameplay.
Oh my God.
It feels pretty fucking good for a game that's 20 years old, I must say.
The sheer fear.
The game's developers cited countless times, like literally if in a million, like, promos and interviews, how their goal for F.E.A.R was to make an action game first. And then they may mention that horror elements honestly, like, wriggled their way into the plot much later in development. They were, like, much more focused on, like, copying The Matrix or, like, a John Woo movie. And then later they're like, we can use horror stuff to, like, sort of wedge in a really kind of cliche plot here that you can, I don't know, be the reasoning that you're breaking into these buildings. But the gameplay, my goodness, you guys, you played about an hour or so recently. I did the same thing, about 3 hours worth. Raph did as well.
A couple of hours, yeah.
Raph, your impressions of the actual gunplay in the game?
I wasn't prepared for how good, like, this game felt to play for a game that came out in 2005. It feels like Half-Life with bullet time and better gunplay.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that whole like the SWAT team, X-Files flavor as opposed to the sci-fi alien invasion, but holy bullet hell, Batman. That shit was amazing. I love the bullet hell in this game. I love being able to pop around corners, and the firefights feel so bombastic and frenetic. Just the sheer, like, speed and, like, it's like a very visceral sort of violence because of, like, the lo-fi, like, aesthetic of it. The sheer amount of things happening on screen when you're in a firefight. Like, holy crap, dude, you can shoot things out from behind enemies and you see sparks flying everywhere, smoke everywhere, bullets flying all over the place. It's awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah, the bullet time thing that Raph is referencing is like you have like a little bar at the bottom of your screen, and you can actually get items to, like, make it bigger, and you can press, a button that's left control, I think, is the first thing, and that it's mapped to. Yeah. And
it's
you go into straight up Max Payne slow motion bullet time. Buck, did you enjoy the gameplay of F.E.A.R 25 years later?
Yeah, 25 years later, it was cool.
Or 20 years later, I mean?
It literally brought me back to, like, a nostalgia pop of that, though, because the year before this game came out, that's when Halo 2 and Half-Life 2 came out.
Right.
So the FPS genre was eating good. My son always makes a joke like, Dad, you don't play any of the Battlefields. You don't play any of the new Black Ops. You don't play any of those. And it's like, because back in my day, they had story and it was such an experience.
Yeah, you could
I played
definitely.
So many.
It felt. I think me and Raph both echoed like you can feel Half-Life all over this, where you know Half-Life did the thing like we talk about in our first-person shooter episode, where it's just like Half-Life kind of invented the cinematic that's happening in real time, so to speak, where they'd stage like a guy's walking on a bridge and then the bridge blows up and he goes and falls down into a pit and you see it all without having to break into a cutscene. This game does that shit as well, but it does it with spooky, like scary, like moments. Honestly, the use of the little scary girl is quite good as far as like she's used in a blink and you'll miss it type way, like within the gameplay. Like it's usually never pretty overt jump scares. You'll just be like walking and then suddenly you'll just see the shadow of the little girl like skimper across the back end of the screen.
It's tense. It's This game is incredibly tense in between firefights, and I love that. Like the weird ambient noises that they throw at you whenever you're gonna run into the girl or run into some other, because there's like a bunch of like little ghosts or whatever that you see, like time ghosts. I don't know what you'd even call them. They're like snippets of things that happened in the past. Yeah, I guess the memories, but they're like ghostly, and you see them in the environment. It's really cool, man.
This game also only uses musical tracks in like 3 different places.
Right.
Game. Yeah. It's just silent the whole time.
I read that the developers said that they tried to mimic the soundtracks of Japanese horror movies, which would often, since the girl looks like The Ring, but which often involve either ambient noise or no noise or just sound effects. Yeah. Because the first level of this game, normally in games like first-person shooters, the first level is a tutorial of how to control the game, how to shoot, whatever. It does that, but also is just incredibly unassuming. Like there's no music and you're just walking around and you don't know what you're doing and it's just going like, hey, explore the building. And then all of a sudden the physics... oh my God. The physics is amazing. They definitely wanted like in Half-Life, everything has physics. So if you touch it, it moves around. And in this game, they're like, what if we amp that up to 1,000,000? And it's like,
this game brought me back to like a much simpler time in video games where everything had physics to it. Everything had like ragdoll physics.
Yeah. Shoot a pile of paper and it explodes in the confetti.
Yeah. You had like muddy brown, gray textures on everything. Just low resolution textures that actually terrified us. Like the low resolution almost makes it scarier. I had a really funny moment where I shot a guy in like the leg with the pistol and he ragdolled so hard that he flew up, hit the roof, slammed into the ground and went flying across the level. It was amazing, dude.
So good.
You know, they do this really cool thing with the ragdoll physics that was like, it's almost like this neat little parlor trick that feels quaint now, but like it was like, oh shit, it actually is kind of effective. It's like at first you see rats like hitting shit and they're knocking buckets over and you're like, oh, the physics must just be freaking out. And then you're walking through levels and like things get thrown and you're like, ooh, like it'll make you like jump a little bit.
It's a ghost.
Yeah, it's a ghost. Yeah.
Me and Raph were not sure. It's like, is it just the physics exploding on itself, or is it a ghost, or does it like, you know what I mean?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, they want you to feel like it's the physics, but then like the further you play, the more it starts happening, and it happens in a more cinematic way. So I think they kind of wanted you to feel like it was just the physics.
I took footage of myself playing on my computer.
Yeah.
And the very first thing that happens when I enter the first room, which has all the paint cans in it, is a rat just sent a paint can flying across the entire level just because a little model of a rat touched a model of a paint can. It legit made me jump, but I don't think that was planned to do that. The gunfights, though, to get back to the gunfights, I did want to mention in my notes, I almost forgot, the AI for the enemies in this game. That's a different
conversation altogether.
Yes. Yeah. Let's get into that. So the gunplay is good. Like you said, you have the slow motion mode. When you're shooting guns in slow-mo, it feels cool as fuck. Why, this dovetails directly. Why does it feel cool as fuck? Because the AI for the enemies is really good. Like really, really good. Like so much so that when it first came out, it like won awards and shit for the development of the way the system works. I have some direct quotes from Wikipedia because I couldn't actually wrap my head around the GOP system. Buck, can you try to explain the way the AI system works, or would you like me to?
It's broken down pretty simply. The AI, each individual soldier has a list of scripts it can possibly do based on their basic goal, either defend a spot, kill the enemy, attack the enemy, whatever else, and the actions of the other enemies around them. And so they might see someone, but in a normal shooter, all of the enemies just start shooting at you. And they might have something scripted like pop out of a box or whatever else. But these ones then have random, basically, at times. You could play the same room, the same scene 3 different times and possibly get 3 different outcomes, because this guy's supposed to defend this spot, so he decides that he's going to pop out of the box. But this other guy says, well, if he's going to pop out of the box, I'm going to try and flank around behind this guy. And the third guy says, well, if he's going to flank him, I'm going to lay down suppressive fire to make the other two's jobs more successful. So they make decisions based on each other and those options they have. And one of the coolest things about that is normally in a shooter like this, a GoldenEye, anything else, if one enemy sees you, all of a sudden, everyone has GPS on you. Yeah. Everybody knows where you are, and you now have to hunker down in a room and kill them all, right? And if in this game, if you kill a guy sight unseen to the others, they are now reacting and trying to find you. And I actually had a scene where I fought a couple of them, killed one in the hallway, and the other one was like, all right, let's go in. And it was like it was going to throw a flashbang. And I was hiding in a dark room, and they didn't know where I was. And the second guy literally says to the first one, hell no, I'm not going in there.
That's true.
Because they didn't know, and that's the decisions they were making between each other.
It's cool because of the responsiveness and the reactions, the triggered reactions of this AI made it so interesting. And that's actually the thing that grabbed me the most when I was kind of doing my homework about this game, is that reactionary AI. And it's very quick and responsive too. Right. Like it doesn't mess around. I was like,
because it's
this
not
is
like
a 20-year-old game.
It's not like AI. Sorry.
I was going to say it's especially, you can acknowledge how quick it is when you realize that they have like 100 different approaches to whatever their objective is. Like not like 10. Right. Like I read that they have like over 127 different options in any given moment to decide from.
That's cool. And it's not like AI is now today where it then takes all those situations and crunches the numbers. I mean, it kind of just randomly chooses one based on the situation and then reacts to another one. But the execution of it, because of that, creates all these varied situations that can be like, in those kind of games where you get to halfway through a room and then you die and you do the room over again. You end up playing the same room like 4 or 5 times. In this game, you do that and stuff goes totally different between one scene to the next. The next time somebody comes in through the side door and throws a grenade at you because they've just made a different decision.
I have this cool quote from Jeff Orkin, who's the guy who is the senior AI engineer, is graduated with a degree from MIT. Our goal is not to have the players dominated by the AI, but we want them to learn to respect the AI so much that even the easy kills provide a sense of accomplishment.
You know what? They did a good job with that, because there are moments where I would kill a group of guys, and because of the fact that they don't all react necessarily at the same time, they don't all necessarily react to the same things. Sometimes they might be trying to sneak up on you. I kill the group, and I'll be standing in a doorway with my gun aimed at the doorway, very tensely, very quietly waiting. Do I hear anything else? And then a few seconds go by and I'm like, oh, okay, good, I can go. And there's so many little moments like that in this game because of the AI being so good.
That really also makes you feel like you're supposed to be like a kick-ass SWAT team guy.
Right.
And you really feel like one when you're going up against guys that aren't just complete fucking idiots and you kill them all. You're like, I'm a badass SWAT guy. Like Raph said it earlier, the corner peeking, you can press E and Q to peek the corners. And I was like, Half-Life doesn't have that, right?
No, it doesn't. No.
I was trying to think, what was the first game to have? I was like, this is some fucking like Tom Clancy Siege shit. You know what I mean? Like you'll come to a corner, and around the corner you'll hear, "Hey, he's got to be here somewhere. Spread out and look for him."
Yeah, and they actually do.
And they actually do. And then you'll peek the corner, and you'll see a guy, and you'll shoot him in the head. And then slow-mo, and then you'll notice there's a box in front of you. So you run to the cover and take out some guys as you're getting there. Then you get to the box, and you crouch behind the box and turn off your slow-mo so that it can recharge. Peek back up, throw a grenade. The grenades in this game are, I wrote in my notes, the best dang grenades I have ever thrown in a first-person shooter.
Especially in slow-mo.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All the time mode.
Yes.
Matrix mode.
They did this concussive animation to them, but also they're just like so insanely powerful. Like within like the very first moments of the game, there's like a room in front of me, or two rooms I should say, that are next to one another, and they both have glass window fronts. And there's guys in the left one and nothing in the right one. I chuck a grenade into the left window, it breaks the glass and lands at their feet, and they go, "Oh no, a grenade!" At which point they both like begin panicking in a really realistic way. Like they didn't like immediately bolt towards the door. Like one of them just like stood there and went fuck, and then one of them didn't matter because the grenades are too fucking big. It killed them both, sent them flying through the glass window, shattered all the glass from that room out of the room, and the glass in the next room shattered. Yeah. I was just like, that was awesome. This game was made in 2005? Damn, bro. I was so pleased. You get 3 guns at all times. You get your sidearm, and you get 2 different main weapons. There's a wide variety. I didn't write them all down, but you got like a sniper rifle and a shotgun and a machine gun and a big machine gun and a rocket launcher and all sorts of dope shit. What are you laughing at?
No, there was one of the guns. I was thinking about the different guns in the game, and there was actually, I almost soft locked myself in this game. Because one of the guns is like a nail gun, and it actually will pin them to the wall. I pinned a guy to the ladder that I had to climb to get to the next area, and I could not get past his body.
That's really funny.
I had to like sit there for 20 minutes jumping at the ladder until I saw the little hand icon show up, and then hit F really fast, and then he finally grabbed onto the ladder and was able to climb over the guy.
That's also funny that I had forgotten that there's a nail gun in that, because you absolutely use nail guns in Blood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because vampires, I assume?
No, not really. It's just a gory game. It's just the angle they were taking in that one.
Yeah.
We didn't even mention the melee combat stuff you can do. Did any of you try jumping and then using the melee?
No.
Oh my god! So you do a straight up like Kung Lao or Liu Kang bicycle kick.
Oh shit!
And
I forgot about that.
I was like, I would pay $1 bajillion to see what my model is doing in the world when I do this jump kick, because from my perspective, it looks silly. I can only imagine what I'm like the top half must be doing while I'm doing this in order for this to get
ragdolling the whole time.
But dude, there's also a slide kick you can do if you crouch and melee and move forward at the same time, which is like it's like hitting
a claw.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like hitting a 7 chord or whatever on a piano, or you have to like, but your character will like slide and do like a little leg sweep thing, and doing either one of those in slow motion is hilarious, because usually that Liu Kang kick will send one of those guys just flying across the room and into all the rubbish or whatever. Really good stuff, man. As far as playing F.E.A.R in 2025, dear listener, if you are listening or watching this, I have some suggestions, because I loaded this bad boy into my computer, and my computer was like, I don't know what you want me to do with this.
What is this resolution? 120 by 240?
Yeah. I went to 1920 by 1080p, and it was like, we are not optimized for this. I'm just letting you know.
Benny, it was like a Sega CD game trying to figure out there.
Oh, I legit had times where I was just walking, and then the textures would just start going, and it wasn't like part of the game. It was just that because my computer just didn't know what to do with this thing.
To change the resolution, you have to click through all of the resolutions.
100 resolutions.
Oh no!
And so it was like,
gross.
when you get really, really high, it was like 1800 by 1040, 1920 by 1040, 1900 by 22. I'm like, stop it.
It did. It had like 22 different resolutions you could pick from, and I'm going through each one going, better or worse? Better or worse? Number 1 or number 2? They kind of look the same to me, Doc. But I found this YouTube video. Hold on, I have it right here. Oh, yes. Firefly is the name of the channel. He has a video called F.E.A.R FPS Fix. And there's a link to a community like I don't fucking know. It's like a mod, I guess. Would you call it?
It's a like an unofficial patch.
Yeah, a patch. There you go.
Game, yeah.
And all you have to do is download it, and then you drag it into your common Steam files underneath F.E.A.R, and it'll make the game playable. And
it's
then
a
you
DirectX 8 patch.
Yes,
that's what it is.
So yeah, it'll make the frame rate not so fucking jittery, and then you can set the resolution to 1920 and turn the VSync on and fucking pump everything to the max to try to get it to look not that bad. I thought. I was like, you know what? It's almost Half-Life 2. This is almost Half-Life 2.
You also had to turn VSync on because I didn't turn it on at first, and I was starting to get motion sick. And I'm, what's going on right now? I'm like, oh, it's running like 400 frames a second, and it can't figure out what it's doing.
Okay, I was wondering. I was like, I don't know what VSync is, but when you don't have it on. Ah, man, when you walk forward, it feels just like...
That's what I was experiencing. I think I had VSync off the entire time.
Oh, man, no, yeah. As soon as you turn it on, I was like, oh, my God, okay, it's almost a normal game.
It's supposed to stop screen tearing. That's what VSync does. But
okay.
I guess without it, you get the screen
In this
tearing.
much of a disparity of the age of the game, it's not a matter of want, it's a need.
Yeah. And then besides that, you're probably going to want to redo some of the mapping of the natural controls.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because I love the ADR in this game or whatever. The ADS, it goes like from like here to here.
Yeah.
It's like he barely pulls. It's like press this left shift to aim, and your guy lifts the gun up like an inch. He doesn't like. It's not like now in video games where it's like, all right, this is a hip fire, and then you like boom and really pull it up to your face. Like some of the guns have little like sights on them. Yeah. They never get up to your eyeball.
Like, look, you have bullet time. All right, suck it up.
Yeah, but they have melee attack and like a couple other things mapped to very strange keys. Like you got to turn on your flashlight with the X button, like as is, and shift is how you aim, and right click is your melee attack because they want you to melee a lot, I guess. I don't know. I switched everything up, and Raph also was like, that was fucked up.
So you literally need like a claw to.
Yeah. But thanks to this handy-dandy new mouse with a bazillion million mouse buttons on it, it was no problem for me to map crouch to one of those bad boys and flashlight to the other.
Oh, yeah.
He's a fancy boy.
So, F.E.A.R. in general, does it stand up? Like, as far as, like I said at the beginning of this episode, people don't really rank it. When people talk about famous first-person shooters, you hear a lot of Halo, and you hear a lot of Half-Life 2. Should F.E.A.R. ring out true in that conversation? Or, from what I understand, I didn't play F.E.A.R. 2 and 3, but apparently they really were not good.
Yeah.
And they really tarnished the entire legacy of the game altogether.
That was part of the problem, is that the sequels did not innovate anything. They were just more shooters, and they just fell into that. When a Halo sequel came out, it was a big deal, right? There's lots of production value,
incredible
years
story.
of development. A lot great story, always innovating things and everything else, and nothing worth writing home about in the sequels.
Raph, are you going to tell people about F.E.A.R. whenever they talk about famous first-person shooters in the future?
Honestly,
or will you leave it out of the conversation?
No, I definitely would. I think this game is amazing, dude. Honestly, like the gunplay is really good, but we didn't even really get into like the horror stuff. Like, it's not scary, but it's certainly spooky. It's got a nice tension, a nice atmosphere to it. Some really great jump scares along with this great combat and some actually really fun exploration in between all of that. I think it's a fucking solid game. For sure. Yeah,
the exploration in between, the very beginning of the game, there's like a moment where you're asked to go find like a button, and there's a decent amount of platforming where you've got to jump on top of the block and then walk across the thing, and I was like...
You discover fall damage?
Yeah, I was like...
And it really, it rewards like looking in unconventional, like, you know, I found an area where I was able to jump down, and I was like, there's nothing, I found one object there, one item, like a health pack, and I was like, there's nothing else here. And then I looked at like the railing. I was like, I can crouch under that. And I crouched under it and ended up going behind some pipes. And I found like an upgrade for my stamina or whatnot.
Those little
like,
glowy things.
I love
those little shots that they nicely strewn about the warehouses for you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I agree with you as far as the horror too. I mean, we just got done playing Silent Hill F.
Right.
That game was fucking terrifying.
This is nothing
so many
on
reasons.
that in terms of fear.
And this, you know, it clearly didn't. I was like, ooh, a ghost.
You know what, though? It was spooky in the fact of when we talk about like spooky moments.
Yeah.
And it had those moments, you know. I hope we're doing another Halloween episode where we just talk about scary game moments, because I have a great collection of those that would be fun to share.
Dude,
I agree.
Okay,
it does.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I said it to Raph earlier today that it's like, in general, the atmosphere was scary then, but it's not now because we're so used to game atmospheres being so intense, but it does use pretty good basic human natural reaction to create basic scares. One in general, like in the very beginning of the game, there's just like a moment where you first really have to use your flashlight because it's actually dark. And so you're getting the sewer, and I turn my flashlight on, and I'm walking some ways, and they're doing creepy like, but it sounds like because it's a 20-year-old game. And I noticed that across the hallway is a little power-up, and it's just sitting right in the open. And I'm like, ooh, let me get the power-up. And then when I go to touch it, at that exact moment, I hear behind me, and I turn around, and the little girl is walking right in front of me like a black cat, and it made me go, whoo! Yeah. Like, and I was like, oh, you got me.
I remember that scare. I saw that. I actually got that earlier today. And that, not only that I noticed, but like there's a light behind you. And as you're approaching the object, you see her shadow pass in front of you too. That scared the shit out of me. That actually like made my skin crawl a little bit.
So they use some pretty good like look over here, boom, gotchas that are just tried and true horror shits.
It uses its own mechanics. There's the famous ladder jump scare when you go down the ladder, and as your character turns, because the animation does, you turn around and the little girl was behind you the entire time on the ladder, and you crawl down. Yeah, it's really good.
A famous jump scare.
Yeah, it's infamous.
Infamous jump scare.
Infamous.
Yeah.
But yeah, Benny, Buck, do you have any closing thoughts on F.E.A.R. and its ability to scare you, or how it holds up in this day and age? Does it deserve to be in the pantheon of epic shooters from that era?
I think it does. In an age where, not every game was perpetually online yet, and you could still have like complete single player experiences, especially in the shooter realm, when shooters were like online shooters were like really, really, really super duper growing.
Yeah.
I think F.E.A.R. really stands out as just a memorable single player experience. And it actually makes me it does make me want to go play it and really give it some time for the first time after, doing a little research and hearing you guys talk about it, because that AI and that goal system is incredible, and it's like you said, you can instantly see the connection and how that eventually became the Nemesis system in Shadow of Mordor. I think that was the DNA is there.
That's a really good point.
The DNA is right there. So because I love Shadow of Mordor so much, I really want to play this now. So I think absolutely holds up. And for somebody like me who was in the MMO black hole at the time, I'm going to say it again and again.
Missed out on some of those good shooters.
Uncovering games like this that really should have been on my radar at the time but weren't is a super special thing, and I don't get that very much. So good stuff.
It's not a very long game to
beat. Like 8 hours.
Most of those shooters are, if that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, F.E.A.R. If you haven't played it, it's $9.99 on Steam. Not that expensive to play a game where it's like, have you played Halo? Okay. Have you played Half-Life? Okay. Have you played F.E.A.R.?
No,
because if you haven't, you might want to, this spooky season, drop $10 and go get that patch and play a game that I think should be ranked among those famous mid-2000 shooters. That is all of our thoughts on F.E.A.R. Thank you so much. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will get to our What Else You Got, and go ahead.
The multiplayer component of F.E.A.R. is no longer available.
Oh, yeah.
Single player only.
It was garbage anyway.
If you were yelling at me about it, there was a multiplayer. I didn't play it, so I just want to comment on it.
There's nothing worth noting.
All right,
there's also 2 expansions for the game that are not canon that come with that $9.99 purchase that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So you get double the F.E.A.R.
All right, I'm in. I've paid for it. It's in my Steam library.
There you go. Hell yeah.
All right. We will see you on the other side, dear listener. Thank you very much.
Fear is a basic human emotion. What frightens you more? The evil that you know? Or the evil that you don't know?
Okay, we are back. We are back from break, and it is time for our What Else You Got? The segment of our show where we can bring anything to the table, be it a video game or otherwise. Today, I choose otherwise. I have 2 things that I've been watching. 1, I've been very, very sick for the past week with the flu. I haven't been able to have a regular bowel movement in a week. Also,
Sorry,
I've barely been able to breathe, but I've been what has been
go edit the shorts.
What has been yeah, that's me just like, is this funny? And then you got some asshole in the comments like, this is not entertaining. In fact, this is frustrating to watch. Get a life, you fuck. Anyhow,
But thank you for the engagement.
That's what I said. Yeah, thanks for the comment. What has been sustaining me and giving me life, though, amongst this sickness, is watching Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah. Oh, hell yes.
Dude, it's October. October. And if you
awesome.
need a second screen thing to be happening while you're doing work or while you're fucking playing the Switch, if you have Paramount Plus, do yourself a favor and go fucking... What's up?
I said Paramount Plus. I was going to ask what it was streaming on. Yeah.
Is just this show ran for 10 years and it started in 1991 in Canada.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. It feels so good, bad, so badly good.
Zebo the clown.
Yes, Zebo the clown. I wrote it's like
episode.
I'm like it's like watching public access horror,
which is funny because that kid with the glasses is a weatherman now.
Oh no way, really? Yeah. The kid, Michael or something, I think, with the Midnight Society. But like, especially after getting a degree in like television productions, watching this show is so fantastic. Just to be like, it's so low budget. Like the fact that kids are always the main characters for all of the stories is the best because none of them can act at all. And it's so good to watch them try to act. And then it gets made quadruply funny whenever an adult actor comes onto the screen because then they're always just trying to send it as hard as they can. And so they end up overacting because the kids can't act. And then you just have like the best amalgamation of, it's like a Tim and Eric, but like trying to be sincere. I can't suggest it enough. Like I said, if you just need some trash to put on the television this October, put on some Are You Afraid of the Dark or drink some beers with your friend and watch Are You Afraid of the Dark and make fun of it. And it's amazing. It's so fucking good.
That's funny because my second screen show ran out after 9 seasons and I needed something else. And I've been watching
so much Are You Afraid of the Dark.
You know what I've been watching? I've been watching Adventure Time, which doesn't work because I want to watch it.
You have to watch it.
So
you have to watch it.
I start watching, I'm like,
no.
Oh, this is not just informed murder.
Instead, you'll put on Afraid of the Dark, and you'll be like, "My God, look at that flight of seagull's hair."
It's the pinball episode where the kid was trapped in the mall at
the
night.
The pinball wizard, yes. There's so many classic
first
ones.
2 seasons of How Are You Afraid of the Dark? The one where the kid and the family go to like a bed and breakfast, and the guy is taking photos, and
taking their youth or whatever.
Taking their youth away.
So
Some
good.
of the stories of those are
You're breaking
amazing.
out.
So good.
Yes. Go watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? But also,
Magical.
Buck.
Yeah.
I watched a movie.
Ooh, I like movies.
Called Late Night with the Devil.
I love that movie with David Dalmatian.
Okay, excellent.
Wonderful.
Written and directed and edited by Colin and Cameron Cairns. Debuted March 22nd, 2024. It's starring David Dasmalchian, a.k.a. M. Bison. It's like if The Exorcist and Network had a baby.
Yeah. It's literally David Dalmatian playing a Jay Leno style TV host, and then has a real exorcism live on 70s network television.
Yeah. The beginning, it's like presented to you as if it's like found footage from that mysterious night in 1977 when they did a Halloween special.
This is what went to air that night.
Well, you get to see all the commercial breaks. They keep the cameras on, and you get to see all the stuff going on behind the scenes.
They're like, oh, there's behind the scenes footage. But the coolest part, without spoiling, is like by the end of that movie, none of that matters. It's great. It's so cool. Like, I wrote,
what's the story? Doesn't matter.
I wrote, above all else, the takeaway from this movie wasn't that it was the most scariest thing I'd ever seen, but as soon as it ended, without prompting one another, Raph and I simultaneously said, that movie kicked ass.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it too. I watched it last year.
It definitely had me, like, I had my foot, like, hanging over the edge of, like, the chair I was sitting on, and, like, there was a moment that I was like, let me put my foot over here. Like, I was just like, it really spooked me, man. It was good.
Really, really entertaining above all else, where it's like, if you don't like possession movies, because they're all just kind of the same.
Right.
This is like a movie about a possession that's framed in such a way that it's so much more entertaining to watch. It's just really
good. If you want
to
watch something else that's a little older, but I'd call it similar, watch something like Ghost Watch. or the WUNF. Those were both things that were like Ghostwatch, especially was brought on shown in the BBC in like the early 80s, and it's literally presented as newscasters are on scene at a haunted house, and as everything progresses through, but they put it on with no notice, so tons of people, like War of the Worlds, people thought this was a real live broadcast, and they were watching this family get haunted in this house in like real time.
I love it.
That's what I have this week for my What Else You Gots. Buck, what else have you got for us this week, sir?
I also kind of sort of have movies because it is spooky season, and I watch a crap load of spooky movies, especially during... I watch a crap load of spooky movies anyway, but I watch a metric crap ton in October. And I've been watching a lot of Joe Bob Briggs, The Last Drive-In. They do monthly shows now. It's what they're doing every month. So I watched a movie called The Final Terror, which was... pretty interesting. Came out about a year after the Friday the 13th, but takes the total opposite approach once they find out they're being hunted in the woods, and it goes straight on Predator before the movie Predator came out. Like they're like, don't split up, everyone do in groups, we're gonna set up these traps, don't go out at night. Like they have all these rules that they make, and like there's a underground group that thinks that it might have inspired the movie Predator. But one of the more interesting ones that I watched with a Joe Bob was on a Fear Fest, and it was the original Nightmare on Elm Street, which I haven't watched in a while.
I love that
and it was
movie.
cool to see their anecdotes on a lot of those kinds of things, like Heather Langenkamp, the girl who plays the main girl in Nightmare on Elm Street, and the later on that came back for Dream Warriors. Her and her husband own a special effects makeup company, and like they still do makeup on big movies. There was a movie, I forget which one, last year that came out. They did the special effects and the makeup on that movie, which was pretty cool.
Gnarly.
Do you guys know why Wes Craven called it A Nightmare on Elm Street?
No.
He called it A Nightmare on Elm Street because Elm Street is the crossroad in front of the Texas Book Repository where President Kennedy's limo turned onto when he was shot and killed.
Oh,
and he said this real world event symbolized a moment when the innocent world ended.
Right.
And that's why he named it A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
That's really
What
cool.
a hippie. No,
he very much so was.
He is,
intellectual and a hippie for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, and I didn't know
That was
that.
pretty cool. And
That
the
is a
episode
really
after
cool
that
fact,
was
yeah.
Freddy versus Jason, which was amazing. Just
Fuck
to see
yeah.
their anecdotes on that.
Very nice, very nice.
I hope he makes a full recovery.
Raph, what else have you got for us this week, sir?
Well, I've got a game, and it's a game that's not out yet. I got to participate in the playtest for Valor Mortis, the first-person Souls-like, coming out next year. So this
we were
game
talking about that many episodes ago. That's the
Right.
French Revolution or the Napoleonic Wars.
It's during
Dark
the
Souls
Napoleonic
game, right?
Wars. Yep, it's set during the Napoleonic Wars. It's a first-person Souls-like. So the game being set in the Napoleonic Wars, like it's a very unique sort of setting for a game, and I think that's a big plus for it. I don't usually see that portrayed in most games, and in Souls, like I think that there's only like 2 games in that space I think that really fit into that, really like Bloodborne and Flintlock. They both kind of like have that same sort of vibe to it.
Oh yeah.
What about Liza Pete? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I haven't played that one. So in this game, you're seemingly killed in the beginning, and then you arise in a very Souls-like fashion, and you get to traverse like the remnants of this Napoleonic battlefield, but it's filled with a bunch of eldritch horrors and undead soldiers. Setting is super cool. Like the game looks really pretty, even though it is again in pre-alpha. I got a caveat, like what I'm gonna say now.
Like,
it is
look, it's gonna look
pre-alpha
ugly.
for sure. My problems with the game, it really boils down to the jank in the combat.
You can't base them on that. It's pre-alpha.
It is, yes. As it stands right now,
Don't
you know,
be that guy.
Yeah, as it stands right now, the combat does feel a little janky. There's something about it, and I think it boils down to it being in first person, which is kind of what I was worried about when I first heard about a first-person Souls-like game, is that the first-person combat's going to feel a little weird. In Souls-likes, spacing and timing are very important. There's a problem in this game with either, I can't tell if it's the depth perception being in first person, or if it's just a like straight up jank in the hitboxes. There's a heavy emphasis on parrying when you get attacked, and so you have to like time the hit right. And there were several times where like I'm like, that should have worked. I don't know why it didn't.
That's some Kingsfield shit. I would not be down for that.
Very much feels like it. And you know what? I think honestly, having played this, I feel like right now it's for sure like a 6 out of 10. Like that's why I want to, like, that's not terrible, and I want to say it's pre-alpha. It's going to come out in 2026, so I think they have time to tweak it, and all it needs is a few tweaks, and this could easily be an 8 or 9 out of 10. I love the idea of, like, it's got cool ideas, really cool ideas. The monster designs are really cool. I ran into this one creature that actually made me really uncomfortable, which is another thing is I think this game is really kind of a horror game as well. It was a backwards crawling dog man. You heard me right. It's like crawling on its back, and its head like is a dog's head. It's like long. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's just
dog dick sticking in there.
Like its head is there, and I don't know. It's really weird. It was really gross looking. But yeah, I love the idea of swords, magic, and guns like together. It's really fun. So I mean, like I said, 6 out of 10 right now. But I think with a few tweaks, it could easily be an 8 or 9.
Cool with magic and guns. I just don't know if you need to force the first person thing.
Yeah. It's not enough Napoleon. 4 out of 10.
You know what though? There's several scenes that you hear voiceovers where Napoleon talks to you in your head, and like you hear him talking in your head. It's wild.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he's like, guys, stop dueling.
Cool. It's cool.
Mr. Venacor, what else have you got for us this week, sir?
It's been an extremely busy week with work and real life, so I haven't got much video game time, but I did get to squeeze in my first couple hours of Final Fantasy Tactics, willing, on the PS5. It's beautiful. I get to play it from up here.
How's the voiceovers?
You know what? It quickly won me over. I like
them too.
I like them too. I was a little worried. I was like, "Oh, come on! It's like your favorite book. All of a sudden, having to watch the movie, and you're just nervous. Like, I really hope. Yeah, I've got that same book. Got that same guide.
We both have our strategy guides sitting on the desk. I've been using them.
It holds up, bro.
Is there Japanese dialogue option too?
Oh, good question, Buck.
Voiceovers are in Japanese. That'd be kind of interesting.
I don't know.
English
didn't look
is
for
good.
it. Yeah,
cool. Good.
Something cool, kind of a little on the sentimental side, but we're going through some of my mother's stuff. My mom passed away early this year, for those who didn't know, and I found this watercolor painting that she painted, and it matches the room.
That's watercolor. That's really good.
Yeah, it matches.
Beautiful.
It matches the room up here. It's gorgeous. So I'm really happy to have that, and looking forward to hanging it up.
I love that.
Aw, adorable. Well,
yeah,
I think that does it. That's a good ending note for another episode of the Game Treasure Podcast. Thank you so much, dear listener or dear watcher, for listening or watching. Do us a huge favor, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and try to tell your friends maybe about the show. That would help a lot if you could do that. If you are just listening to this on your favorite podcasting app, may I suggest that you head on over to our YouTube channel as well, because we stream over the weekends on that channel. We do Twitch too, but we're not really Twitch guys. For Twitch, you're going to want to go to Mr. Venacor's stream Thursdays and
Mondays and Thursdays
Mondays and Thursdays.
We'll be back to Monday, Wednesday, and then also possibly Thursday, but Monday, Thursday for now.
Boom. You can reach us at our email with any questions, comments, or games you want us to play at GameTreasurePodcast@gmail.com. Head on over to our merch store, which you can find at our linktree/the-GTP. While you're there, you can also go to our Patreon, patreon.com/the-GTP. If you become a donator for $5 a month, you get access to our super top secret UFO 50 deep dive series. 5 hour-and-a-half long episodes of us talking about every single game in UFO 50 except for the secret 51st game, which I looked up how to unlock the other day, Buck, and I'm ready to begin. I'm going to do it. Raph, have you looked up what you have to do?
I have not, but I will.
It's crazy, and it just made me want to do it because I was like, I love this fucking game. Anyhow, patreon.com/the-GTP. Subscribe, and it will really help us a lot. You can find those links, linktree/the-GTP. We want to thank Crunkwitch for the use of our theme song, Clash of the Droids. You can find their music on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere you can find music on the internet, I believe. And, of course, last but not least, we need to thank RetroGameTreasure.com. Owned and operated by the Megabuck himself, Retro Game Treasure is a subscription service that takes the hassle out of collecting retro video games. How else are you gonna go find a copy of Haunted House at your local game store? They probably won't have it. You'll have to go to a flea market, and then you'll find one, and it'll be all fucked up and beat up, and you'll be like, dang it, it's all right. Buck goes through all that stuff. No more hunting, no more guessing, and no more wasted time. Instead, Retro Game Treasure subscribers select from a wide range of consoles and gaming genres and subgenres to collect from, and then those games come packaged to you every single month without you having to think about it. And don't worry, Buck keeps track of the games that you have in your collection so you never get a repeat game. So start collecting games the easy way today with RetroGameTreasure.com. Buck, hit me with this week's new subscribers.
This week we welcome Gary Leftridge, Jeremy Farrelliz, Edwin Rumbo, Daniel Wilson, and Chris Rickert.
Thank you so much for subscribing. It sincerely helps. Until next week, my name is Max Stein, and I love the Game Treasure podcast. It's so bad.
It's so
bad.